Hey there, welcome back. We're diving into some really cool stuff today. English proverbs. I have this little saying you kind of hold
Oh, yeah.
in Learn to Speak English Like a Pro in 28 Days. Day 27. It's all about proverbs.
Interesting. So what's the plan for today's deep dive?
But we're going to unpack them,
Yeah.
really dig into what makes these proverbs tick and why they've stuck around for so long.
Sounds good. Like, why do people still use these sayings? What makes them so powerful?
Exactly. And I think there's a lot to learn there, a lot of wisdom packed into these short phrases.
Right. Because they get right to the point. No messing around.
Okay, so let's jump in, shall we? The first one that caught my eye was, a picture is worth 1,000 words.
Oh, I love that one.
Right. And it feels especially relevant today
Ooh.
with Instagram and all the visuals,
Yeah, totally. Like, we're bombarded with images all the time.
Exactly. So it's almost like this proverb is more true now than ever.
I think so. It's about how powerful images are.
Right. Like, think about how much a single photo can convey compared to like a whole paragraph of description.
Yeah. A photo can make you feel things instantly. Like, you don't need any explanation.
The source even gives this example, talking about showing a photo instead of describing the scene.
Like, you could spend hours trying to put it into words.
Right. But one photo, and you get it instantly. It's about beautiful scenery in the example.
Makes sense. And it makes me think about how much we rely on visuals in everyday life. Like, not just photos, but signs and symbols.
Oh, yeah. Think about driving. Without road signs, it'd be chaos.
Totally. And even online, like those little icons, those emojis, they convey so much.
Right. And our brains are wired to process that stuff so quickly. It's amazing.
So true. And if we zoom out a bit, this proverb also connects to something bigger, like in any kind of communication.
Oh, you mean like showing versus telling?
Yeah, like in storytelling.
Yeah.
Or presentations.
Or even just explaining something to someone. It's always more impactful to show them.
Way more impactful. It sticks with you.
Okay, let's move on to the next proverb. Actions speak louder than words.
Ooh, yeah, that's a classic.
And it feels like one of those fundamental truths about human nature.
For sure. It's about what people do, not just what they say.
Right. Like, you can promise the world, but if you don't follow through.
It means nothing.
The source gives this example of someone promising to help, but then,
They don't show up.
yeah, we've all been there, right?
Yeah.
It's such a letdown.
Oh, totally. Makes you wonder why there's this gap between what people say and what they do.
Right. Like, where does the disconnect come from?
I think it's a lot of things. Maybe they weren't really committed, or stuff came up.
Or maybe they just don't realize how important it was to the other person.
Yeah, maybe. But the proverb reminds us commitment is shown through actions.
Not just words, that's for sure. Okay, this next one is a bit of a warning. All the glitters is not gold.
Ooh, I like that one. Very wise.
It's about not being fooled by appearances.
Yeah, like just because something looks good doesn't mean it actually is.
The example they use is a flashy car that turns out to be a bad investment.
Ouch.
Right. And I think this applies to so many things in life. Relationships, products, even job opportunities.
Totally. Like, sometimes the most valuable things are kind of hidden.
Right. They're not the ones that stand out the most.
Yeah, they're the ones with substance. And it makes you wonder, why are we so attracted to what glitters?
Right. What is it about that surface shine that draws us in?
I think it's about instant gratification, wanting things to be easy and impressive.
Yeah, maybe. But this proverb reminds us to slow down, look deeper.
Very good advice.
Okay, let's switch gears a bit. Here's a fun one. A watched pot never boils.
Oh, I hate that feeling.
Right? That impatient waiting.
The worst. Like, time just slows to a crawl.
Totally. And the more you stare at it, the longer it takes.
It's like torture.
The example they give is waiting for the mail. So relatable.
Yeah, been there, checking the mailbox every 5 minutes.
And it never comes any faster.
Nope. And it's funny because the proverb is about our perception of time.
Right. Like objectively, the water's still boiling at the same rate.
Exactly. But when we're anxiously waiting, it feels different.
And it makes you think maybe the best way to deal with waiting is distraction.
Oh, yeah. Like, if you can focus on something else, the time passes faster.
Totally. Okay, this next one is a bit blunt. Beggars can't be choosers.
Right. It's about being in a tough spot.
Yeah. When you have no other options, you got to take what you can get.
Exactly. It's about a lack of power.
The example they use is wanting chocolate ice cream but only having vanilla.
Oh, I feel that.
Right. Like, it's not ideal. But sometimes you have to make do.
And it makes you think about people who are in really tough situations.
Yeah. When their options are limited, they can't afford to be picky.
Definitely. It's a reminder to be grateful for what we have.
Okay, here's a more positive one.
Yeah.
Better late than never.
Love that one. It's very encouraging.
It is. It's about not giving up, even if things get delayed.
Yeah. Like, it's okay if things don't happen right away.
The example is learning to swim at 30.
Awesome. Never too late.
Right. And it shows that desire doesn't have an expiration date,
Yeah, that's so true. And it's about valuing progress.
no matter when it happens. Okay, next up is a proverb about social groups. Birds of a feather flock together.
Classic. It's about finding your people.
Right. People who are similar tend to hang out together.
Makes sense. You gravitate towards those who share your interests.
The example is a new kid who becomes friends with the athletes.
Oh, yeah, because they probably have that in common. Sports.
Exactly. It makes you think about how communities form.
Yeah, like online forums and groups, people with shared interests connecting.
It's fascinating.
Yeah.
Okay, here's some practical advice. Don't count your chickens before they hatch.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. About managing expectations.
Right. Don't assume something's going to happen until it actually does.
Exactly. Don't get ahead of yourself.
The example they use is someone planning a victory speech before winning.
Ooh, yeah, that's tempting but dangerous.
Right. Because what if you lose? Huge disappointment.
Totally. And it makes you wonder why we're so quick to jump ahead.
Right. Like, why not just wait and see what happens?
I think it's a mix of optimism and impatience.
Maybe. But this proverb is all about staying grounded.
Good advice. Very good advice.
Here's another one about being cautious. Don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Oh, yeah. Classic risk management.
It's about diversifying, spreading your bets.
Exactly. Don't put all your resources into one thing.
The example they give is investing all your savings in one stock.
Risky move. Very risky.
Right. It's much safer to have a backup plan.
Totally. This proverb is all about resilience.
Being prepared for different outcomes.
Exactly. Okay, let's look at a proverb that's a bit more optimistic. Every cloud has a silver lining.
I like that one. It's about finding the good.
Yeah, even in difficult situations.
Right. There's always something positive to focus on.
It's a matter of perspective.
The example they use is someone starting a business after losing their job.
Nice. Turning a setback into an opportunity.
Right. And it shows that growth can come from adversity.
Totally. It's about resilience and adaptation.
Okay, next up is a proverb about patience. Good things come to those who wait.
Patience. It's a tough one.
It is. But this proverb reminds us that it's worth it.
Yeah. Sometimes the best things take time.
The example they give is someone finally landing their dream job after years of waiting.
Wow, that's inspiring.
Right. And it shows that persistence pays off.
It does, and it's not just about passively waiting.
Oh, you mean like actively working toward your goal?
Exactly. It's about having a hopeful but persistent attitude.
Makes sense. Okay, let's talk about honesty. Honesty is the best policy.
Oh, that's a fundamental one.
It is. It's about being truthful, even when it's hard.
Right. Integrity is key.
The example is someone confessing, even though they could have lied.
Wow, that takes courage.
It does, but it's about building trust.
Totally. And in the long run, honesty always pays off.
It does. Okay, here's a more practical proverb.
Oh,
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
I love that one. So true.
Right. It's about not messing with something that works perfectly fine.
Exactly. Sometimes tinkering just makes things worse.
The example is old software that works just fine.
Yeah, like why update it if it's doing its job?
Right. It's about recognizing when good enough is good enough.
Totally. And avoiding unnecessary disruption.
Okay, this next one is about acceptance. It's no use crying over spilled milk.
Yeah, it's about letting go of the past.
Right. What's done is done.
Can't change it, so no point dwelling on it.
The example they give is a broken vase.
It happens to the best of us.
Right. And the proverb is about moving on,
Yeah.
focusing on what you can control.
Yeah. Learn from the experience, but don't let it consume you.
Okay, here's a more lighthearted one. Laughter is the best medicine.
Oh, I believe that one.
Right. Laughter can really lift your spirits.
For sure. It's like a mood booster.
The example they give is feeling better after watching a comedy show.
Oh, yeah. A good laugh can totally change your perspective.
It's amazing. And it makes you wonder about the science behind it.
Right. Like, how does laughter actually affect our bodies?
So fascinating. Okay, let's move on to another proverb about caution. Look before you leap.
Always good advice. Think before you act.
Right. It's about weighing the risks.
Exactly. don't rush into things.
The example is buying a car without testing it.
Ooh, that could be a disaster.
Right. A little bit of research can go a long way.
It can. It's about being responsible.
Okay, this next one is all about dedication. Practice makes perfect.
A classic. It's about putting in the work.
Right. Repetition and consistency are key.
Exactly. The more you practice, the better you get.
The example is practicing the piano every day.
Yeah, mastering an instrument takes time and effort.
It does. And this proverb reminds us that it's worth it.
It is. It's about the power of perseverance.
Okay, here's one about getting a head start. The early bird catches the worm.
Oh, I like that one. It's about being proactive.
Right. Seizing opportunities before anyone else.
Exactly. The early bird gets the advantage.
The example is getting the best seat by arriving early.
Makes sense. Being on time or even early can pay off.
It can. It's about being prepared and taking initiative.
Totally. Okay, let's explore the power of words. The pen is mightier than the sword.
Ooh, that's a powerful one.
It is. It's about the impact of ideas.
Right. Words can change the world.
They can. More so than violence.
The example they give is activist articles having a huge impact.
Yeah, writing can spark movements.
It can. And it makes you think about the responsibility we have when we communicate.
Definitely. Words have power.
They do. Okay, here's a proverb about making yourself heard. The squeaky wheel gets the grease.
Oh, that's about speaking up for yourself.
Right. Sometimes you got to be assertive to get what you need.
Yeah, if you don't ask, you don't get.
The example is getting a raise after complaining.
It happens. But it's a delicate balance.
Oh, you mean like being assertive but not overly demanding?
Exactly. It's about knowing your worth and advocating for yourself.
Okay, let's talk about the value of time. Time is money.
Ah, yes. Time is precious.
It is. This proverb reminds us not to waste it.
Every minute counts.
The example is hiring someone to fix something instead of waiting.
Yeah, sometimes spending money saves you time.
Right. And time is valuable.
It is. It's a finite resource.
Okay, this next one is about teamwork. Two heads are better than one.
Oh, I love that one. Collaboration is key.
It is. It's about combining skills and perspectives.
Exactly. Working together leads to better results.
The example is finishing a project quickly by working together.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Right. And it's about valuing different viewpoints.
Absolutely. Everyone brings something unique to the table.
Okay, let's talk about cultural adaptation. When in Rome, do as the Romans do.
That's about respecting other cultures.
Yeah. When you're in a new place, follow their customs.
It's about being respectful and adaptable.
The example is following local customs when traveling.
Yeah, it's not just polite, it enhances your experience.
It does. It's about embracing new experiences.
Totally. Okay, let's talk about determination. Where there's a will, there's a way.
This one's about never giving up.
Yeah, if you're determined enough, you'll find a solution.
The example is succeeding despite facing many obstacles.
That's inspiring. It's about the power of perseverance.
It is. Okay, here's a proverb about the limits of influence. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink.
Oh, I like that one. It's about respecting free will.
Right. You can offer opportunities, but you can't force someone to take them.
Exactly. The decision ultimately rests with them.
The example they give is giving advice that wasn't taken.
Yeah, we've all been there. It's frustrating, but it's their choice.
It is. Okay, let's talk about judging by appearances. You can't judge a book by its cover.
Another classic. Don't judge based on first impressions.
Right. Look deeper. There's often more than meets the eye.
The example they use is an unassuming restaurant with fantastic food.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes the best things come in unexpected packages.
It's about being open-minded.
Okay, here's one about the impact of distance. Absence makes the heart grow fonder.
That's about appreciating what you have.
Right. Sometimes you don't realize how much you miss something until it's gone.
The example is realizing love after being apart.
Yeah. Distance can make you see things more clearly.
It can. It's about perspective.
Okay, let's talk about financial responsibility. A penny saved is a penny earned.
Ah, the importance of saving.
It is. It's about being mindful with your money.
Every penny counts.
The example is saving money by cutting unnecessary expenses.
Smart move. It's about being frugal.
Okay, let's move on to healthy habits. An apple a day keeps the doctor away.
Oh, I try to follow that one.
Right. Taking care of your health is important.
It is. Prevention is key.
The example is simply eating fruit every day.
Makes sense. It's about making healthy choices.
Okay, this next one is about the subjectivity of beauty. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
Oh, yeah, that's about different perspectives.
Right. What one person finds beautiful, another might not.
Exactly. Beauty is subjective.
The example is differing opinions on a painting.
Totally. Art is open to interpretation.
It is. And this proverb reminds us to respect different viewpoints.
Okay, here's one about being cautious. Better safe than sorry.
Yeah, it's about taking precautions.
It's better to be safe than to regret it later.
The example is wearing a helmet while biking.
Smart move. It's about protecting yourself.
Okay, let's talk about loyalty. Don't bite the hand that feeds you.
Oh, that's about being grateful.
Right. Don't turn against those who help you.
It's about respect and appreciation.
The example is criticizing a boss who provided a job.
Yeah, that's not a good look.
It's about recognizing and valuing those who support you.
Okay, this next one is about being proactive. A stitch in time saves 9.
It's about addressing problems early on.
Yeah, before they escalate into bigger issues.
The example is repairing a roof leak early.
Smart move. Prevention is key.
Okay, let's talk about the fleeting nature of wealth. Easy come, easy go.
Oh, that's about appreciating what you work for.
Right. You don't earn it, you might not value it.
The example is spending lottery winnings quickly.
Yeah, easy money can disappear quickly.
Yeah.
Okay, here's one about imperfections. Every rose has its thorn.
It's about accepting the good with the bad.
Right. Nothing is perfect.
The example is a wonderful relationship with frequent arguments.
Yeah, even the best things have their downsides. Okay, let's talk about slowing down. Haste makes waste.
Oh, yeah, it's about being patient and thorough.
Right. Rushing often leads to mistakes.
The example is hurrying through homework and making errors.
Classic. It's about quality over speed. Okay, this next one is about familiarity. Familiarity breeds contempt.
Interesting. It's about how closeness can sometimes lead to negativity.
Right. Sometimes a little distance is healthy.
The example is former best friends who now dislike each other.
It happens. It's about the importance of boundaries. Okay, let's talk about generosity. It's better to give than to receive.
I love that one. It's about the joy of giving.
Right. Helping others is incredibly rewarding.
The example is enjoying volunteering.
Yeah, it's about making a positive impact. Okay, let's consider intention. It's the thought that counts.
Oh, yeah. It's about the meaning behind the action.
Right. The effort and care are what matters.
The example is a small but thoughtful gift.
Exactly. It's about sincerity. Okay, here's one about avoiding conflict. Let sleeping dogs lie.
That's about choosing your battles.
Right. Sometimes it's best to leave things alone.
The example is deciding not to bring up an old argument.
Yeah, it's about preserving peace.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about the value of hard work. Money doesn't grow on trees.
It's about earning what you have.
Right. Nothing comes for free.
The example is reminding a child about the value of money.
Important lesson. It's about appreciating what you have. Okay, this next one is about resourcefulness. Necessity is the mother of invention.
Oh, that's about creativity in the face of challenges.
Right. When you're forced to find a solution, you get inventive.
The example is making a cake on the hob without an oven.
Impressive. It's about thinking outside the box. Okay, let's talk about effort and reward. No pain, no gain.
Classic. It's about the hard work that goes into achieving goals.
Right. You got to push yourself to see results.
The example is training hard for a marathon.
Yeah, pushing through the discomfort is worth it. Okay, here's one about perspective. One man's rubbish is another man's treasure.
Oh, that's about valuing different things.
Right. What one person discards, another might cherish.
The example is restoring an old chair found in the rubbish.
Yeah, it's about seeing potential where others don't. Okay, let's talk about memory. Out of sight, out of mind.
It's about how easy it is to forget things.
Right. When you don't see something regularly, it fades from memory.
The example is drifting apart after moving away.
Yeah, maintaining relationships takes effort. Okay, here's one about leading by example. Practice what you preach.
That's about integrity.
Right. Your actions should match your words.
The example is telling others to save money while not doing so yourself.
Yeah, that's hypocritical.
Okay.
Okay, let's talk about patience. Rome wasn't built in a day.
That's about long-term goals.
Right. Great things take time.
The example is building a successful business.
Yeah, it's about persistence and dedication. Okay, this next one is about timing. Strike while the iron is hot.
It's about seizing opportunities.
Right. Don't hesitate when the time is right.
The example is applying for a job immediately.
Yeah, it's about being decisive. Okay, let's talk about contentment. The grass is always greener on the other side.
That's about appreciating what you have.
Right. It's easy to envy others, but everyone has their own challenges.
The example is envying a friend's job that isn't as perfect as it seems.
Yeah, it's about perspective. Okay, our last one is about conflict resolution. Two wrongs don't make a right.
That's about breaking the cycle of negativity.
Right. Revenge doesn't solve anything.
The example is choosing not to retaliate.
Yeah, it's about finding a more constructive path. So there you have it. A whole collection of English proverbs.
And each one packed with wisdom.
They really are. It's amazing how much they can teach us about life.
Yeah, it's like a glimpse into common sense and values.
Totally. And by understanding these proverbs, you can really deepen your understanding of English.
Right. It's not just about the words, it's about the culture behind them.
So I have a final thought for you to ponder. Which of these proverbs really resonates with you?
Yeah, which one stands out the most?
And are there any modern-day sayings that capture a similar truth?
That's something to think about.
It is. Until next time.
See?